Hey guys, this is Steve. I'm here with Bass Musician Magazine. I wanted to check in with you this time with something different than gear, straight up gear. These are replacement parts. A couple months ago I did a Intonate Your Bass using my project bass, which was my Fender P bass. My Fender P bass had the original stock tuners in it. And today what I'm going to talk about is the Graphtec Tuners. So Graphtec Labs is a company that makes replacement tuners. And what's really cool about their tuners is that they do a ratioed gear, which means that as you tune the bass, each string is going to have more teeth and a different coil here for tuning your bass. So as we tune it up, it's going to be easier to get in a tune. Something right away. The Music Man tuners are a little bit different than my P bass tuners. The standard P bass tuners are going to look like this. So if you do switch them up, which I thought about doing, I was like, do I want to change up the Music Man ones? And I thought about it, I was like, nah, I want to keep it with the P bass, because that is my project. That's the one that I've been working on for the last couple of years. I switch things out, try different things on it. Music Man tuners also have the Hipshot on there, and because Hipshot makes the D tuner, that's proprietary, so you would not be able to do the Hipshot D tuner and get it with that ratioed gear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what that ratio looks like right there. So each one of those gears is slightly different. And I saw a review in another magazine, well, not a review, but an advertisement for them, and I was just curious about how this may look and what it might sound to tune it. Now, if you've ever played violin or cello or any of those other instruments, generally you have a friction peg on one side, and on the other side, on the tailpiece, there's a fine tuner. The fine tuner allows us to kind of get it in and then make those final adjustments. And what happens is as we tune, I'll show you this. So as we tune our strings, so right there, that's in tune, my G's in tune. My D is slightly out of tune. And what will happen is as we tune, we pull it up and then we grab the string and we yank it to get it into tune, which I did right there. So I did the tune, find somewhere where it's relatively close, and then I yank the string. Give you a heads up. I'm going to show you an installation video right now. Welcome back. That was our installation video. And what I want to show you now is that it wasn't a perfect fit. Now, Graphtec does make a plate that goes on the back for those Fender tuners. So when you do put in the new tuners, they do fit perfectly. I did not do that. Like I said, this is my project bass and I wanted to try it out. It doesn't need to be beautiful. It needs to be something that I'm working on. And for this bass, this has been my project bass all along. I love this P bass. It's a Mexican P bass that I've upgraded many times and done a lot of cool stuff with. And this is essentially a bass that I'll use and make mistakes on. It's my mistake bass. And I built it up pretty much from nothing. So I did make a few mistakes, and I should have, in that video you saw that when I was drilling in those new screw holes, I should have taped off the screw. And that would be my advice for anybody who is installing these. Set your depth by taking a piece of tape and taping off the drill bit. Figure out your depth, because I did go a little deep. I'm going to actually epoxy that, put some epoxy in there and fill that in. It's a small hole. It's not a big deal. And I'm going to do it on the back as well. I'm going to epoxy in the holes that I'm not currently using. But you can see from the front, the piece is matched up pretty smoothly. On the back, you will notice, I'm going to show you this, so there are those holes from the original tuner, so it wasn't a perfect match, so I did have to go through and I marked them and then I re-drilled them and I set this up. And is it perfectly flush? It looks, eyeing it up, it looks perfectly set to me. However, I'm sure if you were a luthier and you were going to say, well, you know what, Steve, it's kind of off in a couple places, it's slightly off. It's okay, though. This, like I said, project bass. Got to try these things out in something. And with this, what you can see is that each tuner has slightly more gears, 23, 25, and I believe as it jumps up, the ratios in that sticker I stuck up on there, you'll see that, and each one gets more gears. I think this one ends up with like 46 gears, so 46 teeth with that gear. So each time that you tune, the ratio is a lot smoother for bringing it into tune. So now when I grab this and show you what that looks like, I have my G. I did put these back on, and so I shouldn't have to pull it. Now the G tuner is similar to the G on the Music Man. It's going to be almost exactly the same. Now the E, on the other hand, is going to be a little bit different. And what I can do is, as I tune this up, there's going to be more turns or less turns to get that into tune. So there, that down to E. I'm just going to adjust it down, and then I'm going to come back up. So now I'm about 22 cents flat, and I'm going to adjust that back up. So it should be a smoother turn to get that directly into tune. Now I'm plucking in a bad place there, but I'm also holding the tuner by my humidifier. It's still cold here in Pennsylvania. Even though spring has sprung, Pennsylvania is always cold until about May. So I always run the humidifier pretty much all year long to keep instruments humidified so that my frets don't start popping, because I can tell you I was gone for about a week and my humidifiers ran out, and I came back and I did have some funky fret things going on. Again, that gearing ratio really allows you to smoothly intonate that string, get it in tune perfectly. And with the A as well, each one is geared to the weight of that string. Graphtec does a really nice job, and the price point is excellent. These tuners are easy to replace. Honestly, if I were a luthier, if I were like Beardley Customs, who's out there, or M-Basses, or Pete Schold, I would recommend highly to check these pieces out, because they're no joke. It's not. There are some people who make some pieces out there that are kind of nichey and they look cool and they're just for an image. This is really nice. I would recommend it highly to anybody trying these out. If you are building your instrument or you're replacing a set of tuners, give this a shot. Like I said, the hip shot thing, maybe you may want to think about for one of your other instruments. So if you do have multiple instruments and you are doing a detuner, but I don't see a lot of guys rocking the hip shots that much anymore. I still do, because I have to change tunings constantly on my other basses. But on this one, this is my studio student bass, project bass. When a student comes over, they need a bass. This is the bass. This is honestly a great way to tune your instrument and to have it set. So these tuners, once again, over these, this is Graphtec, and you can see the difference. So this is the E string tuner off my original E that was here. And this is what we have now. Quite a difference, right? And take care of those little screw holes, and that'll be an easy fix. I did that on my Music Man as well. I had to change where my strap peg was, so I had to pull that out and refill it in epoxy. Stuck it in with epoxy, sanded it down, smoothed it out, looked great. I'll do the same thing with this. And again, if you are a tinkerer, if you're somebody who likes to try things out, definitely try these out, guys. Again, thanks for checking this out, guys. I'm Steve the Bass Guy. This was a short one. These tuners are excellent, and I really just wanted to show you how that really works and how smoothly it keeps tune. And it's gonna really help you to keep the instrument in tune while you're playing too, because it's fine adjustments. That weighted fine adjustment, the ratio of that's really gonna help. So when you're on stage and you're doing a quick tune, you're not yanking on your string to make sure that you're getting it into tune. I mean, we've all done that, or at least I hope we have, because that's pretty much what works. But this is gonna help us in the long run. So guys, again, my name is Steve. Thanks a lot for hanging out. Check out Bass Musician Mag.